Take a deep breath in, hold it for a moment, and slowly exhale. Close your eyes if you can, lean back in your chair, dim the lights, and get comfortable. You're not just about to watch trailers, you're about to be guided through a cinematic journey into the absolute best of Korean filmmaking. Korean cinema has this incredible power. It can make you laugh, cry, scream, and question everything, sometimes all in the same film. These movies don't just entertain, they linger, they haunt you, they make you see the world differently. Today, I'm your personal guide, and we're counting down the top 10 Korean movies you must watch, from number 10 all the way up to the undisputed champion at number 1. For each film, I'll paint a vivid, spoiler-free picture. The vibe, the director's genius, why it became legendary, and the emotions it stirs. This is your time to relax, escape, and discover why Korean cinema is taking over the world. Are you ready? Let's dive in, starting with number 10, The Host, 2006.
Mr. Kim.
Formaldehyde, dirty formaldehyde. Pour him into the sink.
The Host, directed by the visionary Bong Joon-ho. Imagine a lazy Sunday afternoon by the Han River in Seoul. Families are picnicking, kids are playing, when suddenly a massive, grotesque creature bursts out of the water. What follows is one of the most unique monster movies ever made. Equal parts heart-pounding action, dark humor, biting social satire, and deeply emotional family drama. Bong Joon-ho masterfully criticizes government incompetence and American influence, while never losing the human heart of the story. The effects still hold up incredibly well, the performances are phenomenal, and you'll find yourself cheering, laughing, and tearing up. It's thrilling, funny, scary, and surprisingly touching all at once. A perfect gateway into Korean blockbuster cinema. The Man from Nowhere, 2010.
너도 내가 나쁜 사람
Legendary Won Bin. This is the ultimate cool, stylish action revenge thriller. A mysterious, quiet ex-special agent now lives as a simple pawn shop owner, keeping to himself. When the young girl next door, the only person who cares about him, is kidnapped by ruthless gangsters, he unleashes a storm of brutal, precise violence unlike anything you've seen. The fight choreography is sleek and realistic, the cinematography is gorgeous, and Won Bin delivers one of the most iconic silent badass performances in modern cinema. It's emotional, intense, and has some of the most satisfying action sequences ever put on screen. If you love John Wick-style revenge, but with deeper heart and Korean flavor, this is essential viewing. Number 8, The Wailing.
무슨 이유가 있는 거요? 이유가
요새 자꾸 동네에서 사람 죽어나가는 거.
A supernatural
뭐 연관이 있는 거요?
directed by Na Hong-jin. In a peaceful rural Korean village, people start falling violently ill, committing gruesome acts, and dying under mysterious circumstances. What begins as a slow-burn police investigation slowly descends into pure demonic terror, shamanistic rituals, and mind-bending twists. This film is over 2.5 hours long, but every single minute is packed with unbearable tension and atmosphere. The sound design will make your skin crawl, the cinematography is hauntingly beautiful, and the final act is one of the most terrifying sequences in horror history. If you love slow-burn dread that explodes into chaos, The Wailing will ruin you, in the best possible way. I Saw the Devil, 2010. Number 7, I Saw the Devil. Starring Lee Byung-hun and Choi Min-sik. Revenge thrillers rarely go this dark and this personal. When a Secret Service agent's fiancé is brutally murdered by a sadistic serial killer, the agent begins a cat-and-mouse game of psychological and physical torture that pushes both men and the audience to their absolute limits. Directed with ice-cold precision, This film asks uncomfortable questions about the nature of vengeance and how much of your own humanity you're willing to lose. The performances are career best, the violence is unflinching, and the emotional weight is crushing. It's one of the most intense, brilliant, and disturbing thrillers you will ever experience. Number 6. Burning.
이종수.
맞네.
여긴 나의 하나뿐인 친구 이종수.
벤이라고 합니다.
Short story by Haruki Murakami. This is slow cinema at its absolute finest. A young, aimless writer meets a free-spirited girl who soon introduces him to her strange, wealthy friend. What follows is a hypnotic, simmering psychological mystery filled with class tension, jealousy, unspoken desires, and an ending that will leave you debating for weeks. The pacing is deliberate and dreamy, the visuals are breathtaking, and the 3 lead performances are mesmerizing. Burning is art house brilliance, elegant, unsettling, and profoundly human. Perfect for fans of thoughtful, atmospheric storytelling. Memories of Murder, 2003. Another Bong Joon-ho masterpiece. Based on the real-life Hwashong serial murders, this film follows 2 wildly different detectives in 1980s rural Korea as they try to catch the country's first known serial killer. One is brutal and instinctive, the other is more scientific. Their clashing methods create both hilarious moments and heartbreaking frustration. It's funny, tragic, thrilling, and deeply moving. Bong's direction is flawless, the performances, especially Song Kang-ho, are iconic, and it perfectly captures the frustration of a nation desperate for justice. A true landmark in crime cinema that feels just as relevant today. The Handmaiden. Directed by the brilliant Park Chan-wook. Set during Japanese-occupied Korea, this erotic psychological thriller is a masterclass in deception and seduction. A con artist hires a skilled pickpocket to pose as a handmaiden and help him seduce a wealthy, isolated heiress. But layers upon layers of betrayal, desire, and shocking twists unfold. Visually stunning with gorgeous costumes and sets, incredibly clever plotting, and fearless in its sensuality. Park Chan-wook's direction is impeccable. Every frame is art. It's sexy, funny, thrilling, and emotionally complex. One of the most rewatchable films on this list. Oldboy, 2003. Number 3, Oldboy, the film that introduced the world to Park Chan-wook's genius. An ordinary businessman is suddenly kidnapped and imprisoned for 15 years in a private cell with no explanation. When he's just as mysteriously released, he's given only 5 days to discover who did this to him and why. What follows is a brutal, stylish, shocking, and emotionally devastating journey of revenge and revelation. The hallway fight scene alone is legendary. The twists are unforgettable. Oldboy is raw, violent, stylish, and heartbreaking. A modern cinematic classic that influenced directors worldwide. Train to Busan, 2016.
수환이가 내일 여길 오겠대. 자기 혼자서라도.
애가 혼자 어딜 가?
신이다.
야,
KX 406 열차가
저기요. 이상한 사람 애가 타고 있는 것 같은데.
팀장님, 여기 11호차 응급환자 발생했습니다.
Sang-ho. A high-speed KTX train journey turns into a nightmare when a zombie virus breaks out. A selfish, work-obsessed father must now do everything to protect his young daughter as the train becomes a rolling battlefield of terror and humanity. This isn't just another zombie movie. It's emotional, socially aware, heartbreaking, and relentlessly intense. The action is spectacular, the characters feel real, and the ending will destroy you. Widely regarded as one of the greatest zombie films ever made for very good reason. Parasite 2019.
뭐야, 소독해? 창문 닫아.
나도 봐. 공짜로 집안에 소독도 하고.
부모님 얼굴도 뵙고 좋더라. 건강들 하시고.
일거리가 없으셔도.
네가 내 대신 얘 과외 선생님 좀 해줘라. 영어.
대학생인 척하라는 거야?
구라를 좀 치지 뭐.
And finally,
이 좋은
the
실력으로
number
왜
one
믿음이
Korean movie
떨어지냐?
of all time on our list. Parasite. Directed by Bong Joon-ho, this is the story of two families from completely different worlds. One poor, clever, and desperate. One rich, elegant, and oblivious. What starts as a smart, funny con turns into something far darker, more shocking, and profoundly insightful about class, wealth, and society. Parasite is a perfect film. Masterful direction, incredible acting, razor-sharp writing, and twists that will leave your jaw on the floor. It became the first non-English language film to win Best Picture at the Oscars, and it deserved every single award. Watch it once, then watch it again. You'll see new layers every time. This is modern cinema at its absolute peak. Which one are you watching first? Drop your answer in the comments. Hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell.